Well, welcome, good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and this is part 16 of Let's Play the Letter. I know I just was looking at the recording stuff, just want to double check to make sure it looks like it's recording. But yeah, it should be part 16 of Let's Play the Letter. This is a horror game visual novel. We'll have to see where we left off. I just got back from work a little while ago. I left work, stopped by a restaurant to pick up some food, and came here. So, back home. Load. Oh, we were here. Oh, that's not good for you at all, Zach. Loading game. Hi, Zach. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. It's been a rough week. I'll say this. Been working quite a bit of hours. 70-hour work weeks suck ass. But I can't complain, and heck, it means a lot better paycheck, and that is awesome. That being said, I wonder, should I know I was fighting with myself on it because I still feel like it's a bit, guilty feeling about if I was to get this kind of purchase, but VR, beatsaber for virtual reality. I could always get beatsaber on Steam and use a virtual reality headset and, play some beatsaber. So, not sure how well that would record, but it's just something I find very interesting and might be pretty cool. I think I'll turn the volume on the game just a tiny bit. But, yeah, definitely next playthrough I'll have to save you and Marianne. Though, of course, it's going to be an annihilation ending. I'm going to try a different combination of all the living and victories. That being said, I went to Arby's. Since I'm pulling a lot of hours, my knees, rotator cuffs, a little bit my lower back, but mainly my knees and rotator cuffs and my arms, my shoulders. But I'm just doing what I normally do anytime I pull this kind of long hours. I got myself some Arby's. Got some Barks root beer. I got some large mozzarella sticks. And a half-pound French dip Swiss with some au jus. So yeah, that's going to be delicious. Would you like a bite, Zach? You can have a bite of my French dip. It's okay. Here you go. Anyway. I'm still on the fence about getting Beat Saber or not. Plus, I still kind of have my thoughts about virtual reality, but one, I feel like I feel guilty for spending that much money. Granted, I should be able to get like a VR headset and that stuff for like $300, but at the same time, I'm like, that's still a bit to spend on that, and even if I'm working a lot of overtime to make where I can afford it, I still feel guilty about the idea of trying to buy that, but at the same time, playing Beat Saber could be a lot of fun. I imagine I'd get a lot of play out of it. I don't know if I'd be any good at it. The reflexes of, well, not very good reflexes. So that's something we're trying. By the way, I think I'd like to hear, how about this? Everyone out there, if you could have the original Pokemon theme, but have it covered by any band in the world, who would you have it covered by? I would think I would like to have Rammstein do it. We get to have Till Lindemann singing, in English, of course, the Pokemon theme. Just imagine Till Lindemann singing I Want to Be the Very Best. Have him sing the original. And imagine if they actually got into it. They could actually dress up for it. You got Till Lindemann dressed up as Ash Ketchum. Maybe Flake could be Pikachu? You got Pikachu dancing on a keyboard? I don't know. What about you, Zach? Who would you have do it? Seven Nation Army. Yeah, there's two of them, but I think they could do okay at that. They might be a bit heavy on the percussion and the strings, but you know what? I think they would do good. What about you guys? Everyone out there in YouTube land, and the whole cyber people of the future, you could have any theme from any anime or any cartoon. What would you have? Like I said, what about the original Pokemon theme, but covered by Rammstein? Or what about Dexter's Laboratory, covered by Disturbed? Or heck, what about the Tokyo Ghoul Unravel song covered by Korn? That could be cool. Anyway, got my mozzarella sticks and my Barks root beer and some roast beef. So that's really good. That being said, like I said, 70-hour work week kind of sucks. But the amount of money you make in overtime, granted they take a little bit more in taxes, but by the end of it, you still make a good deal more money. So, at least I think it helps out. So, and heck, it means I can have more games to play with you guys, and I'm just, like I said, I'm throwing around the idea of, should I get beatsaber and a VR headset? Because I'm pretty sure you have to have a VR headset and the stuff that comes along with it in order. Now, and of course, I still have those concerns about, one, not only justifying that kind of purchase, but, well, no, a hatchet is perfectly fine substitute for a fork. It's fine. Anyway, that being said, one, whether I'd feel guilty about getting a VR headset, because, I feel like even with making extra money, I feel like, I don't know if I can really even justify to myself that, I just feel like I'm a bad person to buy a VR headset. Maybe I'm being a bit too hard on myself about that. I don't know what else I would even do with the VR headset with other than Beat Saber. I've seen some stuff of that. I'm like, it'd be cool to do some Rammstein and stuff like that. Maybe some, I don't know. It'd be interesting. So I'm kind of on the fence about that. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm just not sure if I really want to justify that to myself. To buy something like that, I still feel like it's a big purchase. And so I'm like on the fence on that. Plus, there's concerns about, one, would wearing a VR headset cause migraines? Would it cause any sort of brain issue? Could it possibly cause cancer or interfere with dopamine levels? Then again, would I even have the hand-eye coordination to even play Beat Saber on easy? I don't know. But yeah, I got the power of roast beef sandwiches. Arby's. And of course, when it comes to going back to work, plenty of Red Bull and Cadbury cream eggs, creatine. I think enough of that. Everything's good. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I think I saw a thing for there's a happiness and cyanide video game coming out today. Apparently, it's just come out today. So I think after I get done recording this part, I think I'm going to buy that happiness and cyanide game. And I'm going to record a part about that. So, I'm not really sure what to expect from it, aside from the fact that I've seen a lot of Happiness and Cyanide comics. So I assume it's going to have plenty of dark humor. So, but then again, who doesn't like a little bit of dark humor? They're pretty funny comics, and of course, heck, I've watched people do reaction videos to the voiced, animated comics of Cyanide and Happiness. It's pretty hilarious, though a lot of times it catches you off guard. You're like, wow, I was not expecting that. So, I suppose I should try to hop into this and actually hopefully save Zach at some point. But yeah, I'll record. Yeah, it should be out today. I believe it's out today. I believe today would be the first day it's out. But yeah, the Happiness and Cyanide video game. I think that could be interesting. So I'm going to record this part, Not sure how long I'm going to record this, since, I shouldn't record a super long part. But, yeah, I think I want to do, like, right as soon as I'm done recording this, probably while it's uploading to YouTube, I'm going to go buy the Happiness and Cyanide game and make a record of that. So, I should actually continue this story. So we're just going to push auto. The whole world stands still. In a single moment, every noise, every smell, every person in the room, all ceases to matter. The second my eyes land on his prone form, there's only red. I don't know if that counts as prone. I think red. Prone, yeah, red. Yeah, I know. Okay. Ashton's gone into shock. His best friend and brother is dead. Blood everywhere on the ground, where a copious amount of it is pooled. On the walls, smeared on every crack, tile in his hands. On his face and shoulders, dripping from every gash and tear. Flowing from the hollow gap where his eyes should have been.
The custodial officer found him when they brought him breakfast. It was too late. He was dead by that time. Some 3 to 4 hours, according to the blokes from forensics.
There had been a struggle based alone on the smear pattern left on the bars, but only so much as the small cell would allow him. I can already imagine how it went down. He was likely left with no other choice, cornered like an animal at the mercy of his killer. Yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry, Zach. In this cell, there would have been no escape. The only thing he would have been able to do is shout for help. Perhaps the same plea written on the floor closest to him? Help me. I don't think he would have had time to write that! Let alone like the 30 times we saw it written in the other people's houses. I'm pretty sure the ghost ate him and then used his blood to write. And it calls for a whole lot of questions. Not how his logic had already flown out the window from the start. Drink some of my root beer. Barks. She has the means to get to us. To all of us. Bars and walls. She's a ghost. She can get through walls. That's why, though.
No one heard him? Not even one from the guys on duty last night?
Because Zach's not an idiot. He would have asked for help. He would have yelled. I'm pretty sure anyone and everyone in the world would have yelled.
One of them did, but thought nothing of it.
Then why didn't they do anything? He's just a room away!
They must have assumed your friend's just asking for attention. Henry wasn't clear on the details when I questioned him about it. You've been serving in this precinct for more than a decade, though. You should be aware by now how rowdy the folks we detain here can become. But that's not the only problem we have here.
What more could there be?
Got in and out of this place without anyone noticing. Even the surveillance footage is a bust. Tech's going over it now, but I don't think we'll get anything from it.
Did we see anything on it, or is it just static?
They'll have a field day when they learn of this fray. Keep it mum for now.
I don't care, my friend is dead.
Because he's your... well, you deserve to know. The poor bloke's your friend, after all. I just don't want the commissioner hearing of this before I can tell him anything. Or at least, until we've figured out how the butcher got in.
You think this is an inside job?
What else can it be? It's either that, or we have a damn good criminal mastermind walking this city.
Yeah, it's a ghost. We can definitely tell him it's a ghost. Because he'll totally not think we just went insane from the shock of seeing our friend in a horrible, horrible state. The handsome butcher never existed. It's a curse. And the people of the city has been laughing. Somebody knows. Well, at least somebody knew in the past that it was a ghost. They're probably dead. And they probably just didn't want... But how am I supposed to tell anyone, let alone get them to believe my words? I'll sound like an idiot. Yeah, there really is nothing you can say in this situation. You cannot tell him. Oh, they would do worse. In the end, clenching my fists at my sides and gritting my teeth is all I know to do. We will save you in up later playthrough, Zach. Zach's lifeless face stares back at me, and accusations in them, sharp and searing. An expression that etches deep within my mind once the first starts to waves, but it's an accusation that the person playing this game is awful at it and doesn't have survival instincts. Another ghastly image I will never be able to forget. Another memory I will probably haunt me into my last dying breath. I'm pretty sure even at the point I was a ghost, that shit would still haunt my ass. I don't think Zach would hold it against you. Chief dismisses me barely an hour later, sending me off with nothing but a light pat and another sorry expression, and a box of brownies! I'm not entirely sure if that's supposed to be reassuring. There's plenty more to do. A lot of people to call and tell, and all of it falls on me. No matter how awful the news I bring it'll be better if this one comes. At least they're at the bar, and they're safe, and if they feel sad, they can have a drink. Yep, I think it's very understandable to feel shock. Even though I haven't seen my friends in like ages, I mean, if one of them ended up in such a way, I mean, hell, recently I had something occur with a family member. She's doing okay, but at least I was able to check up on her and make sure she's doing okay, but life is life. Keeps throwing more curveballs. Now I'm terrible with the bat. Then they're like, this is volleyball, sir. I'm sorry. Does the ball hitting the net mean I'm out? I'm the kind of person who brings nothing but trouble. She's known all along that Zach should have stopped hanging out with me. Warned him several times. Who else here watches South Park? I used to think, because he enjoys friendship despite a huge part of it unspoken between us throughout the years. Now he's dead. Don't worry, in another playthrough, Becca and Isabel will be dead as well. I'm going to eventually have Annihilation ending where everyone's dead. Then I'm going to have ending where you're the only person alive, Ash, and ending where Isabel's the only one alive, one where Zach's the only one alive, one where Emily is the only one. Her name is Becca. Why did I say Emily? Where did that name come from? I don't think the ghost has a name. I don't think the ghost has ever been given a name. Okay, guys, we are officially naming the ghost until they tell me that she has an actual name. You guys are probably shouting in the comments if they did give me a name, and it's probably like Rachel or something. But I'm going to call her Emily now. Because apparently that's a name that my subconscious thinks that this ghost should have. Apparently she looks like an Emily. I don't know how or why, and I'm not saying it's because she's a ghost or because of the morbid malice stuff. I'm saying based on what she would look like if she were still alive and in good health and not evil. No one started with a bad case of hangover, after all, even him. But yeah, we're going to call her Emily until we find out a different name for her. Because I think that, like I said, not making fun of the Emilys, because like I said, it's not because she's dead or a ghost. I'm just saying, if she was, not dead, because I imagine when she was alive, she was probably quite pretty and not evil.
Wrong, G?
But definitely dead and evil now. But yeah, I think she looks like an Emily. So the ghost's name is now Emily. The way he stares back at me honestly makes me squirm. Feels like I'm being stared down by a primary school teacher for sleeping in class again.
Nothing much. Monday's still a slow day for this place. But you might want to check on your friends, kid. Looks like one of them woke up on the wrong side of the bed while you were out.
Okay. Did Did one of them get a call telling them about Zach? Or is it on the news? No, the police chief was wanting to keep it under wraps.
Alone? You know we can't just go in there. Why did you think Ash stopped me yesterday?
But we don't have any other choice, Becca! There's really no other way! We have to go there! If you'll just...
Wait, you guys talking about the mansion?
No.
They're probably arguing about going to the mansion. But that's what happened to Zach! Well, more things happened to Zach. Which I need to tell you. Ash! I do not envy you, buddy, because, one, your friend is dead in a horrific way. Two... at least I got Easter, but it's definitely not gonna blow over. Oh my god, no. I'm sure the sleep helped, but there are big concerns happening, buddy. But yeah, that's not just gonna blow over. That's some pretty bad blood, and it's it's gonna be a tsunami. At least there's plenty of alcohol here. So... Either way, thank you, G. But... yeah. I imagine they wouldn't be arguing if Zach was here. Then again, we also would have Marianne here. And I wouldn't have had to go to the police precinct to check on Zach.
You
because
know how I run this pub, kid. No fist fights, no cat fights, only good booze, bad puns, and off-key singing.
Hey,
go fix it before
there
it goes up in your face.
is no bad puns out there. Hey guys, when does a pun become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
Sorry about this, G.
So, even with the lack of size of a crowd, he keeps busy. In that same regard. Can't remain still. Always has to stay moving. Doing something, thinking whatever. Keeps the brain at work. I leave him to it shortly after. Hyphen. Rebecca's voice rings out once again. Followed by Isabella's. Hyphen. A part of me wants to thank him for all the trouble he has taken for the people he barely even knows. Once this is over, I should probably find some way to repay him. Not sure what we'll do. In the meantime, I have this immediate problem to fix. Gotta get this before it turns into a shitstorm. Both of them will regret. And I know both of them will. For all Isabella's complaints about Rebecca's bossy attitude, or how annoying Rebecca sometimes finds the other childlike demeanor, it's a friendship they both cherish in their own way. Music's tense. It's almost as if... It's almost like we're trying to catch a Pokemon. But the Pokemon is sadness, and we have a Master Ball. Because of the brewing storm, Rebecca can have quite the mood when she's crossed. Hey! Guys! I have something to say. The way she's glaring up at the redhead from her seat, regardless of how much the other one towers over her, already says everything. Their empty plates have been left neatly piled in the corner of the table they occupy. Conversation turned sour sometime after a late lunch thing. Well, at least that means G fed them. Good thing they're already done and nothing's left to be spilled. Because in the next moment before I can approach and intervene, Rebecca slams her palm on the table. Guys! It sends the silverware clinking sharply against service. We are staying at someone else's place, and it's public, and it's their business. Isabel flinched momentarily, we both do, though she shows no indication of surrendering the phase where, you guys want shots? Everything else gets, not tequila!
You
guys are already ready to fight.
Enough trouble because of this let a ghost everything.
You guys wouldn't be having this argument if Zach was here.
Again.
He is our rock and our anchor!
Expect everyone to fix your mess.
Speaking of which...
Putting the blame on me, but you're the one who didn't listen. All of you! If you just listened in the first place, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But you're too busy acting like you know what's best for everyone, when in fact you're the one who's being selfish.
I feel like if Zach were here, I'd be coming back to Kumbaya.
To do what you want anyway, even if the people around you are.
And if Marianne was here, we'd be having Irish drinking songs, like doing the pub song, like whose line it is anyway, like Drew Carey.
You never even came here because all you've given us is a headache.
She'd be doing like a Drew Carey impersonation.
My dad!
Your dad has nothing to do with this.
He's also
you and your whiny, careless self that has always been the problem.
Hey guys, would you guys like a Spyro the Dragon video game, but as a mod? But every time you rescue a dragon, he speaks in Chris Farley quotes. Either way, it's too late to act. Harsh words have already been hurled between the two. Well, I know how to stop their anger with overbearing despair. Each and every one of them digging a wound too deep in the person they've been aimed at. For a long time, Isabel sits there in silence while Rebecca stands unmoving, arms crossed and breathing heavy. Okay, before you guys hyperventilate, calm down so this doesn't give you a heart attack. Despite the lack of words between them, there's also the possibility of Becca being dead. So what if Isabel was the only one left alive? What if Zach's the only one left alive? There are so many combinations of everyone being alive and dead. A strained air no one in the immediate vicinity, including me, dares to break until the ones at its center does. Rebecca definitely will. At some point in our friendship, she has grown to become a woman firm in her opinions. She's never going to back down from this. Not when she knows she has a point. Isabella, on the other hand, there has always been a certain stubbornness in her. As frustrating as it is to see sometimes, it is what has gotten her through life's hardships. Perhaps even the only thing that has, when you have nothing else, people tend to cling on to, when they have within themselves instead. But she has also knows when to withdraw, when the struggle turns useless. A kind of awareness almost second nature to her. When enough is enough, Isabella abruptly stands and marches toward the exit and faster steps away from the hurt and painful. I have important things to say, Isabella! She bumps into me in her haste, the impact nearly knocking her off her feet. I'm not that tall. Ultra instinct kicks in at the last moment, and I reach out for her, grabbing her arm in a steadying grip. Surprise flits across her face, an expression mirrored by Rebecca behind her. What, you guys feel embarrassed? Neither of them have noticed me. Why do I have to take a side? Well, obviously I'm trying to hook Ash up with Isabella this playthrough. I would take Becca's if I was going the other route. But I really, really strongly feel that it's not necessary to take either person's side. Isabel.
Okay.
I don't. Rather than answer, once her shock subsides, she merely averts her gaze and hastily wipes the tears off her cheek, like she only noticed them in that moment. Don't get upset about this, Becca. We have other things to be upset about. Without another word, me in the eyes, she gently brushes my hand and runs off, leaving an awkward hush in her wake. I have things to Sherazade, gingerly reaching up to press the bridge of her nose and breathing out a ragged exhale. So... drain both her patience and is usually, "Where are you running, Isabel? We have a ghost to be worried about." It's no excuse for her to say those things, and my disapproval must be clear enough on my face. So, her mouth curving down to a tight frown, I crossed my arm in response, waiting, her reaction verging on instinctive in the face of her irritation. Regardless of my opinions about this, I don't say anything yet, not until she's the one willing to talk. I feel... Another minute passes while we stare each other down, but eventually she breathes out again and relaxes her rigid posture.
What do you want, Ash? If you have something to say, just tell me, or I'm going back upstairs.
Zach's
You
dead!
have to say it like that.
Well, how do you want me to answer her? Do you want me to just let her go there and do what she wants?
Zach's
I know
dead.
you won't be too happy if I did that.
That's a low blow.
Zach's
Becca.
dead!
You.
2
No,
words!
she wasn't even planning on staying here this long.
2
There was no need to bring it up. If
words!
all you wanted to do is stop her.
Did you even see how she's acting? She's not a child anymore. Even my students can
Zach?
do better.
Becca,
Dead!
she'll listen if you'll just ask her properly. I know you mean well and you do have a point. But please be a little more thoughtful next time. Go think about it for a while.
Zach? Not alive! He was not looking very cheerful. He barely ate the little bit of bite I offered of the roast beef sandwich. And I mean, it's Arby's. Who can pass up Arby's? He barely even took that nibble. Wait. Mission failed. You didn't tell either of them. If they find out in another way, it's gonna be more hurtful. At least you telling them as early as possible should marginally make it hurt marginally less. Oh, so much has changed. We need Zach. He is our rock and our anchor. And without him, we are adrift. We've yet to know. You know what else they have yet to know? That Zach's dead. A lull is to stay in the main lounge once they return. People trickle out instead of in. By the time I get back, only 2 tables remain occupied. Yeah, soon these people too will be gone. The whole place will be devoid of anyone? What, is the bar closing? Frankly, its current state lends the place this eerily different... Oh, are we gonna have a ghost in the bar? What if we hit her with vodka and light her on fire? So, about Zach. Enjoy my root beer. It's late afternoon, late light spills right through it, outlining her small form pooling on the surface of the table. In her hand, she flips a piece of folded paper, turning it from one side to another without any purpose. Hey, maybe she's going to notice the thing with the writing. Because we happen to know from Marianne that thing where, some kids actually took a red pen, red paintbrush, and they added stuff to it. I believe the help me is, originally just Emily's work. That Emily's original letter is just the help me over and over. And the part that makes it look a chain letter was just those kids adding it to it. And Emily kind of took some, issue with that. She took that personally. She almost fucking corpse partied their asses. By the way, corpse party and Higurashi are a little graphic. So I would not suggest anyone of the faint of heart read those anime, video games, visual novels, but they're both predominantly known as animes. But they exist in every form. And they actually have quite a few adaptations and spin-offs. Why are you looking at me like that? I don't know how to read that. By reading the words underneath. I can do both.
You're going to destroy an important piece of evidence if you keep doing that, Belle.
But she's far from angry. A bit upset, maybe? Who would be? While I do agree with Becca, her words still hit below the belt. Are we gonna wait for Becca to be out here like, yeah? She'll start shouting at me, at least compared to every other people I've aggravated, intentional or otherwise. She'll be like, where are you? Zach's dead. Like I said, you know what overcomes the anger?
Come on.
Bitter despair!
You're going to bore a hole on it. I really don't want to OG a new table.
I will say this.
He'll pick the most
Granted, you're doing it
expensive
for
one
her
and be begging in the
benefit, but the
streets.
fact that you're able to be that cheerful in a way to cheer up your friend when your other friend is horrifically dead must be very, very hard. Really now. She needs to give me more credit that my jokes are funny when I want them to be. Your jokes are always funny.
And I really don't care. I'd even take pictures and post them online. Go away, Ash. I don't want to talk right now.
I have important information. And we still need to do something about the ghost. But first I need to... And I feel like the rest of that jigsaw puzzle, we would have figured that out if we had Zach's help. Plus, you guys would have been calmer because you guys would have had Zach with you. Plus, I wouldn't have the bombshell of this one thing to stay normal. So, somehow... Hey! Let's have a drink. Zach's dead. Hey, let's get some... What was that middle part? Nothing. But it's enough. In the grand scheme of things, amidst the chaos and death shadowing over, it's the little inconsequential moments that matter. Session! It's her smile, laughter when it finally rings easy.
Okay, I have another one.
Zach's
I don't
dead.
want to hear it, Ashton. Go away.
No, really, listen.
Knock, knock.
I know someone who talks like an owl.
Will you leave
Who's
me
there?
alone if I bite
Zach.
ask who?
Zach who? Zach's dead. And then she frowns, realization slowly dawns her. Confusion fleeting for eventually...
Oh.
That is... I gotta use that. Does this count as gallows humor? I feel like this counts as gallows humor. Gotta blow my nose.
You're awful, and I really hate you. Just leave.
Okay. Later. Briefly forgetting every problem that's piled up. We got a pretty big pile of them. And it's topped off by the Mount Everest that is dead Zach. Like, knock knock, who's there? Zach.
Feeling
Zach
better?
A
who?
little.
Zach's
You're
dead.
still lame.
But you're laughing right now.
Only because your humor is terrible.
Right. Keep telling yourself that. I know it's funny. And you know what? If you've kept frowning like that, your face might have cracked. That would have been really messy and ugly.
If glares can kill, the one she sends my way, I'll probably be dead by now. Seeing it directed my way, it takes only a few quick seconds for me to realize how she might have also taken my statement. What? Was there another way to take that statement? What? Okay, your face might have cracked. I don't get the other way it could have taken. How wrong and rude it might have sounded in her ears. I don't... How? How else would she have taken the statement? All I'm thinking of is Humpty Dumpty. Also, why is there a large sentient egg? Then again, they never mentioned he was an egg. Maybe it's just a really big guy that's got severed... Then again, how is a horse putting an egg together? I feel like horses, due to having hooves instead of thumbs. Now I'm imagining horses with thumbs. That's a cursed image. Sorry, that reminds me of something. There was a joke I'd say at one point in the past called Cursed Images, the Mantar. Half man, half another man. Where, it's just two different parts of a... Like I said, it makes more sense. Just search Mantar on Google, and I will not be responsible for whatever horrible, unintentional things might also be there. But it's like a centaur, but replace the horse part with more people. Yeah. So that's the thing. Anyway. Oh, wait, you guys ever watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast? That's pretty cool. But I don't get the other way she could have taken that. So I don't understand how it's rude. As far as I know, it's not rude. But the fact you're telling me there's a way it could be rude. But I don't know what that is. They've never been good words. You know what is an acceptable excuse? Sounds good.
What? Crap. Damn it, that was not what I meant. I was just saying you look better when you're smiling.
I don't know what it could have meant! What? I don't know what she could be mad about! I don't understand how else she could have taken that comment! How could that have been rude? How? How else could she have taken it? I don't understand how that could be rude. How would it have made her upset? I mean, I have other things consisting of 2 words!
Thanks, Ash.
That can make her much more upset. But I have no idea how saying a thing about her face cracking would make her upset. And how else could that be taken? What else could that mean? I don't know what we're talking about. Steady, unflinching hope, in the same way she looked at me all those years ago, with bright eyes and expression. Well, now I'll feel terrible about telling you that Zach's dead. You're finally looking like you're happy and have a hope for life. And I know the moment I mentioned that about Zach, you're going to be crushed. And I'll be like, oh, I'll be like stepping on a kitten's paw. And you're going to be like, oh, it's so sad. Yeah. There are lots of unspoken things between you guys. 1, you love her. 2, that you really do think you're funny. 3, stuff with your cop stuff. And 4, Zach's dead.
Isabella, about what happened with Rebecca earlier.
I should probably apologize to Becca. I know she only means well. And I said some really bad things.
Well, I mean, you guys both did, and I'm sure that she feels bad about it as well.
Don't
Though
worry.
she might
She
feel
can be pretty stubborn,
jealous
but she'll
because
listen,
she is in
especially
love
to
with
you.
Ash
You think?
for like 20 years.
Because Zach won't be with us anymore.
You're not even giving him
Staying too
captions.
long. I can vouch for it.
The way he voiced that was so different. Was that supposed to be in his head? I will say this. The way that sounded in the headphones sounded completely different. So she doesn't know Zach's dead.
I know, Ash. I just thought
Guys, I don't
I
know if
just
that
thought we'd
sounded
find
different to
something
you
in there.
guys
that if I
who
go
are
back,
listening to this,
we'll get the answers we need.
especially. But even though I'm wearing
Learn there,
headphones and
so
all this
maybe,
noise,
right?
like the normal voice acting, it's just the voice acting for Ash right there, when it was apparently just him thinking in his head, sounded way different. And I have no idea how they did something like that, but I appreciate that attention to detail. Also, Ash, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for everyone, mostly Zach, because, you know, he's dead. He's the one that's dead. And Marianne, who would probably also be here at the bar because it's her favorite place to go. It's not a joke on her as a person, it's literally how we met her at the start of her story arc. She also has giant anime posters, which Ashy Canvas, which I am also a fan of. I also saw a game called Quantum Suicide on her computer in her room, which I looked up, and is a game I think would be interesting to play blind one day. But, I don't know what the correct choice is. Rebecca does not like us, and Isabella is Max. Zach's kind of, Luke has a very small threshold for Ash. We look like Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. Except we don't have a gun blade. So, we're going to return. I'm going to save. Over the dead Zach. I'm going to say it's dangerous.
Now, you're not going back to that mansion.
We're going to check this. That was negative. I will choose the other one. Well, let's look at how much negative. Still maxed, but I don't want to. So let's go back. We'll reload. And it's not like I can just guess which ones. Like, I guess that, granted, it's already maxed even with it being negative, but I thought this was going to be the positive answer.
I can't let you do that, Belle.
Yep, that was a good choice. Here's another thing. I know I was looking at how, like, everyone's portrait, like, they're changed in Isabella's room, but these little portraits here, do those change? Well, actually, let's... Well, I'm not seeing a frowning Isabel anywhere. Okay, well, Rebecca's pretty... Okay, so the faces really don't change that much. Okay, so that was the positive one!
The people living in that place now, they were with me during the open house. They have to know. They're in as much trouble as we are.
I know, but it's risky. It's dangerous. We don't know what you might find in there. Or if you'll even find anything. What if you see her again? What if she goes after you? What are you going to do? For all we know, it might be a dead end. It's not worth it to put yourself in harm's way like that.
Belle, Zach won't be with us anymore. And if you...
The words won't form and my throat closes up as soon as I see the look of utter grief in her. How are they going to display that in the picture here? This was supposed to be a speech, damn it. Yeah, that's not something you make into a speech, buddy. That's fucking breaking. Yeah, I can't bring myself to continue, much less... I mean, she got the point. So... I really have no idea what you say after that. Who has always seen Zach as a decent older brother she never had. As family. The way her expression shifts from terror to disbelief, then to anguish, makes a horrible lump in my throat feel even more unpleasant. Yeah, I really... There's a sorrow in it, palpable enough, Emperor Palpatine enough. It means a sad way I sink out of pain I can't even hope to understand. One that we'll all deal with in our own ways. Becca! Guess what? Is that insensitive? I can't bring myself to look straight in her eyes. She offers no response, not even a form of resistance. No further argument like I've come to expect from her. I mean, she doesn't even shed a single tear. Yeah, it's called shock! Uncharacteristic. Yeah, she's in shock. Besides, shock. It's far too thin till the air of the... So we gotta tell Becca that, our group's not gonna get any bigger. Like, it's holding everything she wishes to stay, but just can't. I like to think that yes, to some extent she understands, even if she does not entirely agree with me. The dilemma's clear in her. Yeah? Otherwise her scowl wouldn't have a deeper set to it, her lips wouldn't be pressed into a thin line, or her hand would no longer be balled into fists. She would have pushed that argument. If she doesn't, and I know she has no lack of things to say. Instead, she simply offers a nod. An acquiesce. And in a moment's boldness, perhaps insolence, I reach out to her, taking her clenched fists in mine and drawing them closer to me. She sucks in her breath, soft and sharp, but doesn't say anything, merely watching as both of my hands cradle hers. Cautious, mindful, as if it's the most precious thing I've held. Then again, maybe it is. I don't know, have you ever held a penguin? Along with everything I've
Stop that.
Surprisingly, though, the gestures has startled her. She yields, allows a touch that is too familiar and more than what I'm willing to give most.
You're going to hurt yourself if you keep doing that.
Gently, I unfurl her fingers, flattening out each digit against my palms. Her nails have already created small dents in her skin. For how tightly she has held it a little close. A little more and she would have drawn blood. Deep as it is, smoothing a thumb over the tiny marks does nothing. But it's a small gesture we both find comfort in amidst the chaos. And all at once, the tension lifts. Her expression softens, lines of her shoulders ease, and it is only after her lips curve up in a faint smile that I let go, giving her hand one last squeeze before returning it to her. Part of me wants to tell her, admit that it's exactly what I'm planning tonight. What good will it do, though? Yeah, because I mean, there's not much else place we can go other than the damn mansion, so even if you guys don't decide to rush off the mansion, we're gonna have to go there eventually anyway. Oh, shit. Let me check something. I don't know if that messed up the recording. Let's check this. Properties. Okay. Looks like we're still... Nope, I didn't want to do... Back. Okay. Hell, simply letting someone in on the plan makes me iffy. Broadening the circle and revealing too much would cause another pointless concern. But someone has to be aware, at least of where I'm heading off to, in case. In case things don't pan out, expect the worst. Even if I've only intended to do a quick survey of the place, I assume there's a way for me to die. In my own words, risky. It's best I simply leave it as it is for now. Isabella doesn't need to be burdened with the worry my entire scheme entails. I've already said enough. I stand up as soon as the footsteps shuffle from the next room. Its cadence slow and hesitant. Becca! Did you hear? Shortly Becca comes to view, clenching her hands firmly in front of her, sporting the same uncertainty in her face. Did you hear? She casts me a cursory look, then shifts a nervous one to Isabella, who studies her with an almost hopeful gleam in her eyes. Did you hear about Zach? Their fights never did last long.
Belle, can we talk? Alone?
Yeah, did you hear the thing about Zach, though? I'm the outsider. They don't need me here. It's all the reason I need. Muttering an excuse and flashing Isabel a quick, knowing smile, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave them to mend things of their own. Okay, before Isabella can say what she's been mulling over. For the last imploring glance she directs my way, forces me to change my mind. It's another lasting image that firmly etches itself in my memory. One that spurs conscience among other things. So, I'm assuming I'm going to get another choice at some point that might kill, Ash. It probably will, because I suck at saving these guys. I was only able to save Becca because her choice was so damn obvious. You're like, the other choices were obvious too, Lunar D8. And I'm like, I know. I get it. With lively music and chatter slipping out mostly unseen becomes a piece of cake. Without much trouble, soon enough, I find myself standing outside under the chilly Luxborn night. I'm also thinking about getting Outer Worlds and doing a Death by D6 run, where I just roll a D6 to decide what my options are. But, a 2 is the first option, a 3 is the second option. I'm going to say, well, what's the number 1 then? If I ever roll a 1, I have to kill the person I'm talking to. So anytime I talk to someone, if I roll like a 2, it's the first option. If it's a 3, it's the second option. 4, it's the third option. But if I roll a 1, I just have to kill them. Hugging its thick material close to my body, while I weave my way through the lines of empty cars and the parking lots. Though I think like any of my main characters, I'll only have that rule. I think I might have the rule for them, just because they're party members. So I won't kill them. I won't kill party members. How ridiculous it sounds. I'm quite sure it won't be missed either. But I can't waste time here and wait for her to find out, can I? You know what? I think I should go ahead and stop here. Regardless how generous that is, in seconds, just as important as the next. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to save. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of places to save. We'll go with that. And we will go ahead and call that apart. I hope everyone out there had a good day. I am going to look up that Happiness and Cyanide game and buy it, download it, and record a part of that. So I hope everyone out there had a good day. Bye.